NCAA college basketball. Monday night, Georgia Tech hosting Tennessee. And I'm going to take the points with Tennessee here. Line started at 4. It's now jumped to 6. I think a lot of people are jumping on Georgia Tech because they are at home and they just blew out Cornell. But I think what people are forgetting is Georgia Tech was the worst shooting team in the ACC last year. I like Brian Gregory as a coach. I thought he did an excellent job at Dayton. Coming over to the ACC has been more of a challenge, though, because he has not had the horses. And there's a couple of good teams in there like Virginia and North Carolina and Duke. So it's not an easy league to be successful. Again, they're picked to be one of the bottom teams in the league. Tennessee, new coach Rick Barnes, coming over from Texas. Got a lot of respect for him. Tennessee is not picked to finish high in the SEC either. But I just like the way this matches up tonight. Tennessee's got a couple guys back. And I look for them to go ahead and run a little bit with Georgia Tech, defend well around the perimeter, and keep this game close. So I'm going to back the Volunteers plus the points. Let's talk about these games these teams first had the beginning of the year. UNC Asheville versus Tennessee and Cornell versus Georgia Tech. First, Tennessee against UNC Asheville. They scored 82 points, shot 52.6% from the field, and 25% from beyond the arc. Not great numbers, and they're going to have to shoot well tonight playing on the road at Georgia Tech. They have a couple good guys back. Armani Moore is back, who played just about every game last year, started every game last year. And they also have Kevin Punter at the guard position, who can shoot the ball pretty well. And they lost he has to replace Josh Richardson, who they lost, who was all SEC last year. So tough replacement, but a couple pieces back. And Rick Barnes, again, very solid basketball coach. Against UNC Asheville, defensively, they allowed 78 points, 44.6% shooting from the field, and 35.3% shooting from beyond the arc. Not great numbers. Rick Barnes not known as a defensive-minded guru, lockdown stopper type of coach. He's more offensively orientated, and he likes to run up tempo and getting down the floor. But he's an excellent basketball coach, and I look for him to have his team ready. That matches up pretty well with the Georgia Tech team that I think is going to run small with a 3-guard, 2-forward set, kind of the same as Tennessee. Not a lot of interior post play tonight. Georgia Tech against Cornell absolutely blew them out. They scored 116 points. They shot 60% from the field and 34.8% from beyond the arc. So great numbers all around. A little bit stiffer competition tonight, though, against Tennessee. Defensively, against Cornell, they allowed 81 points, 46.7% shooting from the field, and 41.9% shooting from beyond the arc. Not great numbers at all, but I'm going to give them a flyer on a game that was just really fast-paced and up-tempo. So you got Rick Barnes versus Brian Gregory with essentially kind of the same type of components. Neither team is really big. They're not going to have any sort of big post presence. They're going to play around the perimeter. And I think we could see a little bit of up-tempo tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty fast-paced game, but I'm going to go ahead and take Tennessee, again, to hang with this number here at 6. I think it's a bit too much looking at the matchup. So I'm going to back the Volunteers as one of my plays today, and I wish you guys luck on your picks today.